What's going on YouTube? This is Tank Max and we're gonna be reviewing UQ Holder chapters 2, 3, and 4. Why? Because, well, you know, nothing much happened, but it's best to group the chapters up, so that we at least have a lot of things to talk about, plus the later chapters 3 and 4 are back to like 20 pages each. So that's why, mostly, because, you know, since chapters are going to be short, there's not going to be much to talk about, so we're going to just group them up accordingly. So we're going to be talking about chapter 2, which is about 50 pages long, and it's just a continuation of what we've been doing. So this one's Tosa and Yukihime are just walking along to the tower, but they meet this one girl who's trying to fix his bike. And this chapter is mainly just to develop Toda, since he's taking the whole yeah, excuse me, that was my Vita. He's taking the whole immortality thing at face value, because, you know, he's all crying about, like, he won't get old or anything. But, you know, that's pretty bad of him to do that. So, you know, he makes friends with her, and they talk about their dreams, like she wants to go to the tower, but he promised his friend that he wants to, like, be a singer so that they can sing for the Olympics that's being held in the tower, I believe. And, you know, they talk, it's more exposition, like, of the world. It's like, what the world's like, and apparently there's, like this, Olympics that's held every few years. And, you know, he gets flacked on by the girl's friends for, you know, having his hopes up like that. And he's like, you just kind of feel for him, because, like, he has dreams. And honestly, though, if Toda practiced, he could learn how to sing, because his singing is god awful. Everybody facepalmed at it. But we do get to see Lolly Eva again. She's in her child form, trolling the F out of Toda and friends. Ooh. Anyway, the girl whose name I can't remember right now, it's like, I don't really care. But before I say her again, anyway, they get the bike fixed, and she rides off a cliff, so Toda decides to save her. He doesn't die, of course. He takes the blunt of the impact from the cliff fall. But, you know, he doesn't die. And so, promise that they'll get to meet each other again. It's very straightforward, but I think the highest point of this chapter was, Eva just coming up and is like, hey, it's me, Yukihime. And she takes the, for those who read Negama, she took that little, candy pill thing that makes you look older, and, you know, just troll the heck out of Toda. That was great. It was just great. This chapter it felt very much like filler for me. And here's why, because, you know, it's just meeting new person, not much development. But this probably will tie in with the story, knowing Ken Akamatsu. Ugh. But there's not much to talk about. This chapter was pretty much straightforward. But I don't know if you could have dragged it on as long as you could. It really dragged on. Oh, I remember the girl's name. Shinobu, that's what her name is. Yeah. Kind of weird for those who read past Ken Akamatsu works. That's the girl from Love Hina. Oh my god. That's awesome. I don't know if he meant it that way, but it was still kind of a cool nod. Yeah, I think that was it for chapter 2. They just promised that they'll meet each other again at the top of the tower. straightforward. Let's move on to chapter 3, and chapter 3 we move back to the 20 pages a week thing, which is alright by me. Alright, so chapter 3 now deals with the introduction of another character, not in the most calm way of meeting a person, because, you know, we start out with Toda being told by Yukihime not to go too far or get mobbed by bounty hunters because he wants to go take a bath and go swimming. Yeah, go swimming in a waterfall. And while he's taking his little bath, he isn't paying attention to where he's swimming, and he, you know, just kind of, what's the term? Drifts into a person's butt. It gives it a little squeeze. And this person happens to have a sword, but anyway, this person's name, whose name is it? Let me check. Here we go. Tokisaka Kuromaru. Oh, that took a while to find. And they get friendly pretty quick. I guess he has that power, Toda. And you would notice that I'm not like referring to him as a he or she right now, because, well, the person says that he's a he, but Toda thinks otherwise because no one has a face like that and a body like that, even though if he is kind of wiry. But I guess we'll just call him a he for now, unless Ken Akamatsu decides to change it up, change the status quo. And so we get some backstory on this person that he's from some tribe that deals with exorcising demons and whatnot, and he was banished, and he can't come back until he kills his hit, much like Prince Zuko from Avatar, where he couldn't come back until he found the Avatar. And we found out that he's actually after Evangeline, which is Yukihime, and he finds out that Toda's doesn't have reflection, and it's like, oh, if I kill you, then she will come, because, you know, Toda's being all ignorant and spouting everything. He's very light on the tongue, I guess. But, you know, before he can deal the killing blow, Yukihime comes in, blocks it off, references the Shinmariu style, give it a little Setsuna reference right there, and then stabs a hole into him, which is not very subtle, but it's effective, I guess. And that was the end of chapter 2, which was felt a little slow, but that's probably because we're back to 20 pages again. Not cool, I must say. But so I was expecting like, okay, maybe they'll revive him and then now they'll be he'll be the servant or something, but no. This guy revealed that he's an immortal being as well because his wound heals up, and he wants to fight Yukihime again, but she won't allow it unless he can beat Toda in hand-to-hand combat. And it's interesting for the hand-to-hand, but you know, I'm more of a magic guy. I was more into the Negima fighting anyway. So, you know, they fight. And, you know, what's his name is complimenting Toda on his skills, even though he kind of lacks it, so. But he does win, Toda eventually wins, because he uses his power of the undead, which is basically being, getting his head chopped off, but still being able to fight, so he wins. And, Kurosaka or whatever, Kuromaru, my bad, excuse me, wants Toda to just end it, you know, end his life. But Toda, being the ignoramus he is, wants him to become his friend. Ah, he's so nice, I guess. And yeah, that was it for chapter 3 and 4. What do I think on these chapters? It's alright, I guess. I mean, like, chapter 2, that felt totally filler. I was not amused by that. But with 3 and 4, you know, we're kind of back on track, somewhat. I kind of want more action. But with this new person that's gonna accompany them, I don't know if it's actually a guy or not, because Ken, he's probably just trolling us. He's probably gonna reveal it's a girl or something. But on the hand that it's not a girl, then I'm gonna say it's a trap. It's a trap, guys. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. But here's why. Because face. I know guys can have androgynous faces. I mean, I played enough video games to see like guys can have girly faces, but it's mostly because when he, and I'm doing this with a roll of the fingers and a quotation mark around it, he was when Toda got a peek, he was covering his chest, and it's like, what guy does that? No guy. They buff it like a man. And you know, that was basically it. And I hear that he uses Boku, but you know, some girls do that in the Japanese role. But you know, there are girls who do that. Even Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, one of the girls referred to herself as Boku. But you know, this chapter was more exposition. It's slow, but that's to be expected with like the first number of chapters. If you know, if the first chapter had been like 20 pages long and it dragged out like this, I probably wouldn't have been so nice about it. You know, been as hyped. And we can probably refer to the fighting, I guess. Fighting's alright, but yeah, I kind of started reading it with the anticipation of like them using magic as well. Kind of get that into it because it's a world full of magic as well. It's been revealed that magic is being used, so I don't know why Toda's being the little baby he is, because he doesn't really want to fight. Because the chapter also characterizes him because he has a lot of dreams, but he doesn't really have a desire to fight, because like Yukigami really wanted to teach him the little Shumpo thing, like transport around, but he didn't want it. He didn't want to learn. He only wanted to fight to get out of the little village, which is really interesting because you know, with most main characters, they really want to get stronger and whatnot. But with this fight, maybe he'll want to learn, because he was kind of in this fight with Kuromaru. He was kind of losing a bit, and if it wasn't for the little trick there, he probably would have lost. Not to say that he didn't have skill yet, so. I think that's it. There's not really nothing much to talk about. It was really straightforward with these chapters. Just meet new people, and fight. So, would I recommend these? I'd probably recommend reading it still. I'd probably wait like a few more chapters if you're still on the fence about starting this series. I'd probably wait a bit, give it some time to develop. Because like with Negima, I didn't like the first volume. I didn't like the first few volumes, and it wasn't until like later on. But it's still a good read. I got something to do at least, besides playing all the video games and whatnot. So, yeah, I think that's about it. So, thank you guys for watching this little review of UQ Holder. It was quite fun, so thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, or give a comment on what you think about so far about this series. And I'll catch you later then. See ya!